to distribute, to assist the Vice President, to distribute laptops to the security services on behalf of His Excellency.
The Minister of the Interior, Usman Sanka, and the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency spoke in behalf of the security services, emphasizing the timeliness of the gesture. With the common goal of protecting the political integrity of the country, for them there is no better way to network in this digital age.
Would go a long way in complementing our efforts in the fight against crime, especially in the fight against cybercrime. Because we are all aware that one of the serious problems that is faced today in the area of information technology is cybercrime. And as members of the armed and security services and as law enforcement officers, it is our responsibilities to fight against cybercrimes. And in order to effectively fight against cybercrimes and other crimes related to IT, there is need for us to be equipped with the requisite equipment. This is why today's presentation of these laptops is very important.
Security and threats to if criminality and threats to national security have become a global phenomenon. It means all countries are involved, but at national levels, all security services should come together. So the detonation of these computers at this stage of the world where terrorism is on the high side and everybody is fighting, it's a good tool for the security services to come together, network, and try to fight crime and threats to national security.
Arming the country's security services with the requisite skills they need to stay at the peak of the digital age puts the Gambia on a stronger pedestal to deal with cybercrimes whilst protecting the country's integrity. For GRTS News, I am Ajami Sise. The National Disaster Management Agency, in collaboration with UNESCO, Tuesday organized a one-day capacity building program for disaster management committees at ward, municipal and regional levels on disaster risk reduction. The forum also availed actors the opportunity to map out strategies and strengthen synergies on disaster risk reduction. Mama J reports.
National Disaster Management Agency and its partners were tasked by the government of the day to focus more on prevention and preparedness programs than responses. It is against this backdrop that capacity building is high on the agenda.
The agency would like all of us partners to consolidate our efforts towards hazard mapping, disaster preparedness and disaster risk reduction for the coming days. And we must begin to see disaster not only as one-off event, but as a phenomenon.
Disaster management is a task that becomes more complex in the face of climate change, but continuous level of preparedness, according to Lamin Jaju of UNESCO, reduces the risk involved in disasters. Jaju indicated his office's openness to welcome dialogue and collaboration with the National Disaster Management Agency in ensuring better disaster management strategies in the country.
I would like us to focus on consolidating our efforts towards hazard mapping, disaster preparedness, and disaster risk reduction. We must begin to see disasters not only as one-off events, but as phenomena triggered by multiple factors requiring multiple and holistic solutions. Therefore, our interventions need to be continuous, deliberate, dynamic, and integrated.
The Acting Executive Director, National Disaster Management Agency, Mamadou Diouf, in his opening remarks, said disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation remain a challenge and concern to the government of the Gambia.
The government of the Gambia, under the stewardship of His Excellency the President, Sir Professor Dr. Alhaji Yaya AJJ Jammeh, clearly manifested government's political commitment in disaster management and had showed its generosity to victims of disasters in many ways.
Diouf applauded UNESCO for bankrolling the training program and enjoined the participants to utilize the knowledge gained to better prepare their communities in preventing or mitigating the incidents of disasters. Mama J, GRTS.
May 31st each year is observed as World No Tobacco Day, and in a televised statement on the eve of the day, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Balagaba Jahumpa, spoke on the alarming rate of smoking in the country, especially amongst the youthful population. Here is an excerpt.
Tobacco use, particularly cigarette smoking, is on the increase among both the youth and the adult populations. Recent research suggests that smoking prevalence in the youth population aged between 13 to 15 years is estimated at 24.5%, the majority, 28.1% of which are boys. The most recent study of non-communicable risk factors conducted in 2010 indicates 31% prevalence rate among the youth population aged between 25 to 35 years. This information is important and must be borne in mind for planning tobacco control interventions among the youth population. Fellow Gambians, the degree of smoking among the adult population is also of great concern to the government of the Gambia. An average adult Gambian male between the ages of 25 to 64 smoke about 10 sticks of cigarettes a day. This is indicative of a very high level of cigarette consumption in this country, and hence we need programs for smoking cessation and other appropriate tobacco control interventions, including the ban on advertisement, promotion, and sponsorship. The
Health Minister Balagaba Jahumpa there on World No Tobacco Day observed on May 31st each year. Meanwhile, the man representing the World Health Organization in Banjul, for his part, called for a total ban on tobacco advertisement, promotion and sponsorship. Dr. Thomas Sukwa delivered a message on behalf of the WHO Regional Director for Africa.
On 31st May, we mark the World No Tobacco Day to highlight the risks associated with tobacco use and to advocate for effective policies to reduce tobacco use. The theme for this year's commemoration is Ban Tobacco Advertising, Promotion and Sponsorship. It draws attention to the wrong message of tobacco advertising, promotion and sponsorship that portray the image that tobacco use is fashionable or a desirable social habit. This impedes efforts to educate people about the harms of tobacco use. The many forms of tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship create an illusion that tobacco is just an ordinary consumer product and hides the fact that it is a product that actually kills. Tobacco kills up to 1/2 of all users and remains one of the leading preventable causes of death. In fact, tobacco kills nearly 6 million people worldwide, and of these, more than 600,000 are those exposed to second-hand smoke. In the African region, current tobacco use is about 11.5% for both sexes. Among the youth, 18% currently use tobacco products, and the use of tobacco products other than cigarettes is 11.6%. About half of these youths are also exposed to second-hand tobacco smoke in public places. A total ban on tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship is a powerful tool to combat tobacco use.
WHO Country Representative Dr. Thomas